2017 Alpina B4 S review. A car of real class and charm, the BMW 4 Series-based Alpina B4 S is ready to take on the BMW M4 and Mercedes-AMG C63. At its heart, this is a more powerful Alpina B4, available as a coupe or convertible and as a B3 S with saloon or touring bodywork. For a tuning house keen to make clear that its job is not to tread on the toes of BMW's M division, the figures make for interesting reading. But before that, a quick look at what's been done. These new S models are not additional to the B3 and B4 range, but replace them. That said, the chassis has been left unchanged, because Alpina says it didn't need changing, so what we're looking at here essentially is a powertrain job. As before, the host unit is BMW's N55 motor but with its block recast to accept Alpina's twin-turbo application. It has a forged steel crank, 10% bigger turbos, 20% more cooling capacity for the water and 35% more capacity for the oil. And again, the sound of the motor is spat out through Akrapovi exhausts. The automatic transmission is strengthened, has a bigger step between drive and sport modes and offers quicker shifts. This work raises power by 30 bhp to 434 bhp and torque by more than 10% up to 486 pounds-foot. So, Alpina's Hot 3 Series and 4 Series-based models are now more powerful than BMW MS equivalent propositions, and offer a stack more torque. Yes, the M cars are lighter, 78 kilograms for a 2-pedal M4, which means they just managed to hold a fractional power-to-weight ratio advantage, but in terms of the arguably more important torque-to-weight ratio, the Alpinas are a distance ahead. The Alpina is more expensive, but by less than £2,000. It should also be mentioned here that while the Alpinas are automatic only, unlike their M car equivalents, they are available with rear or four-wheel drive. The unchanged chassis retains Alpina springs, dampers, and bars and comes with additional front camber relative to the M3 and M4. Forget that the figures point to a mere 0.1 SEC improvement in 0 to 62 miles per hour time, as traction limitations render such news worse than meaningless. Whereas the B4 always felt undeniably rapid, the rear-wheel drive B4 S coupe we're driving here is a serious high-performance machine. And it's not difficult to see why. It's not the power but that additional torque in the middle of the rev range that provides real-world performance a clear step ahead of its predecessor. The motor's throttle response is almost as good as a normally aspirated unit and its unadulterated sound is actually better than most. I had feared this extra grunt might ask questions the unchanged chassis would struggle to answer, but, on the track at least, which was the only place I was allowed to drive it, it did just fine. It's a softer car than the M4 and there's a price to be paid in body control through very fast corners and over undulations, but it never feels nervous, as an M4 can, and instead of skidding suddenly when power overwhelms grip at the back, it slides beautifully. I expect its lap time would still lag some distance behind that of the M4, but it would be interesting to measure the width of the smiles on each driver's face at the end of a stint. 2017 Alpina B4 S specifications. Price £63,000, engine 2,993 cubic centimeters, 6 CYLS, petrol, power 434 bhp at 5500 rpm, torque 486 pounds-foot at 3000 rpm, gearbox 8 SPD automatic, curb weight 1,690 kilograms, top speed 190 miles per hour, 0 to 60 miles per hour 4.2 SEC, fuel economy 35.8 mpg, CO2 rating 180 g/km. Rivals BMW M4, Mercedes-AMG C63.